My name is 𝗘𝘃𝗲𝗿𝘆, and I'm the CEO and president of Every Home for Christ. Every Home is a ministry that is committed to taking the gospel to every person in every place in every generation. For the last 80 years, we've worked with the church to go where people are, where they live, and to carry Christ to those desperately in need of the gospel. There are at least 3 things that make Every Home unique. First, we really believe in every. This means that we are working with local partners in 167 nations to see our mission move forward. Our goal is to reach every nation, all 200 or so nations, with the gospel. We have an initiative named 𝗘𝘃𝗃𝗿𝘆 that aims to see this mission of reaching everyone in 20 years. Last year alone, we saw 581 million people impacted by the gospel. So we're well on our way to reach that goal. So first of all, we are a people of every. Secondly, we work with the existing local church. Today, in each nation around the world, Every Home for Christ works with the local church. Every year, we work with tens of thousands of churches and volunteers to see our mission move forward. We are a ministry committed to working with the indigenous church. Thirdly, we are adamant about tracking. We track where we've gone and where we're going and who has had a chance to receive the gospel. This is part of being committed to reaching all and every. You have to have a serious way of knowing who has heard the gospel. We track every home and every gospel presentation with a geotag. I can't say this strongly enough. Every to us isn't just theoretical. We're serious about literally, even systematically making Jesus known to all people. Our value for tracking emerges from this vision. This is just a little bit about who we are, which leads to how we first met Doulos. In 2018, I met David Johnson and Rusty Hicks for the first time. I was in Birmingham speaking with a small group of partners about what God was doing through the ministry. We were just launching the 𝗘𝘃𝗃𝗿𝘆 initiative, our 20-year initiative, to try to reach every person on earth with the gospel, and I was introduced to Rusty. I recall speaking to him and listening to what God was doing through Doulos, and I immediately felt a connection. A few months later, I met David, and like Rusty, again, I immediately felt a personal, spiritual connection. I don't know if you believe it, but there are some people you spiritually feel connected with to the moment that you meet them. That was the case with David and Rusty. Our values lined up, our missions lined up, and our passions lined up. We were on the same page. In the months that followed, we deepened our relationship further, and eventually we entered into a more formal partnership. But it all started with that relational, spiritual connection. Like everything with Doulos, though, everything is relational. This is part of what makes Doulos distinct as a partner and as a donor. Our relationship has never been just transactional. Yes, of course, money is a part of the partnership, and it's an essential part of the relationship, but it's only a tiny part of our relationship together. We're friends. We pray together. We pray for one another, with one another. We spend time with one another. We're open and honest with one another. In my experience, this is incredibly unique. Doulos has created a community, one that involves a small handful of highly committed, vetted ministries. It's powerful. And these relationships, they're impactful. Doulos plays an important role in advancing the vision of Every Home for Christ. You may be aware of Doulos' philosophy. Every month, they empty their ministry bank account. In other words, they send out all that comes in to partners like Every Home for Christ. Of course, this resource helps advance our mission one person at a time. With these ministry resources, Every Home for Christ is able to do a number of things. In short, it has allowed us to expand our mission into places, into entire nations that we would have never been able to reach with the gospel. We've been able to see nations all across the Middle East, for example, open for the first time. In these nations, we are beginning to reach people home by home and person by person. We have done the same thing across dozens of nations in Latin America. Doulos has partnered with us to see the church catalyzed and awakened to the Great Commission. We've also been able to fund Bible projects where we've been able to distribute the Bible to millions of individuals all around the world. These are just a few ways that we've partnered. I could talk even more instances than I'm even giving here. Through our partnership, we are moving the needle of the Great Commission. I mean that. We're moving the needle of the Great Commission. I know that there are a lot of partnerships that may claim this, but I actually really believe this. Whether Doulos is supporting ministry to the deaf, or church planting initiatives around the world, or Every Home for Christ initiatives, Doulos is on the front lines of supporting, even funding what God is doing around the world. The moral of the story is that gospel-centric ministry relationships are powerful. Authentic partnerships are powerful. And financial resources that are dedicated to the Great Commission are powerful. Doulos is a catalyst for all of these things. And as a result, I believe that they're changing the world.